What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Let's Learn VGC. My name's Chase, aka Chase Talks, and I'm bringing you more of this fully requested team. This is day 2 on our fully requested team. Hopping into our first battle, we're facing off against a Drampa, a Stakataka, a Tapu Bulu, a Zapdos, a Bisharp, and a definitely not Mega Metacham. Against this team, I feel like I kind of want to lead my Tailwind. So I could be put in a bad spot with that. With this Stakataka. I don't know if this team is the best answer to Stakataka. This might actually be the first time I'll bring Confetti. I am actually going to do that. I'm going to bring Hindenburg and Disney's Koko, and I'll put Confetti in the back. And I think a good last Pokemon might be our Shield. I think Shield is a good matchup this game. But then again, Adele has a really good matchup. I think I'm going to bring Shield instead. I'm going to bring our Mega Evolution, or definitely not Metagross. So let's see what he ends up leading. So he ends up leading Drampa and Bisharp. Cloud9, so he disaffects weather. But I don't have any weather, so that's okay. Alright, I'm going to protect, and I'm going to go for a Tailwind. Because I feel like Bisharp is going to attack... he might attack my Tapu Koko. Kind of worried about Bisharp attacking my Tapu Koko. So yeah, I'm just going to go for a Tailwind. We could actually see a Sucker Punch go out here. But the Tailwind does go off, and we just see a knockoff. And a Hyper Voice, which Hindenburg is, of course, immune to. So we see a knockoff. I had my seed already gone, so there's nothing that he could have knocked off. But I still didn't take that very well. I think at this point I'm just going to go for a Dazzling Gleam, and I'm going to go for a Will-O-Wisp into the Bisharp slot. Because that'll cripple that Bisharp. So Will-O-Wisp actually misses. That's terrible. And Dazzling Gleam goes off. That does a fair amount of damage. And we actually see a Sword Stance. Hyper Voice goes off, and that actually kills my Disney's Koko. Oh no. I'm going to go straight into Shield here. I'm going to go ahead and Mega Evolve, and I'll go for an Ice Punch into the Drampa. And then I'll go for a Will-O-Wisp again into the Bisharp slot. And hope I don't miss this time. So he actually switches into Zapdos. So Zapdos is going to take an Ice Punch here. Will-O-Wisp, we see, does not miss this time, which is good. Ice Punch goes off, and that does KO the Zapdos with the crit! We get a crit. That's great. The burn saved me there. Oh, gosh. Whew. Hashtag lucky burns. Alright, now this turn I'm going to go for an Ice Punch into the Bulu slot, and this time I'm going to go for a burn also in the Tapu Bulu slot. Hopefully getting a burn on that Bulu will be good. We could see a Sucker Punch go off of the Bisharp, but I don't think a Sucker Punch is going to OHKO my shield with the burn. So burn does go into the Blue. That's going to cripple the Blue. Ice Punch goes off. That isn't enough to KO it, but Superpower is going to be drastically weakened because of that burn. And Knockoff is also going to be weakened because of the burn. That still did a lot of damage, though. And he just forfeits because he got burned. Man, Hindenburg putting the work this game, burning them. I actually felt like I was in a really bad position this game. But I guess the burns really did help me out, so I guess I made the plays I needed to play. The biggest mistake my opponent kind of made was just not killing the Hindenburg right there. Kind of before that, well, I guess even if he had Sucker Punch, like Hindenburg was going to be faster because it's so fast with the Unburden boost. So I was going to get that Will-O-Wisp off no matter what, so I guess the biggest thing would have been if he would have just went for a, if it would have just been missed, that would have been the worst thing that happened to me. But I kind of feel like he should have just been focusing down, instead of like focusing down Tapu Koko and focusing down, Shield, it might have been better just for him to just take out Hindenburg so I wouldn't be able to keep burning his team after he saw me use the Will-O-Wisp one time. He should have just kind of focused that out because he should have expected me to use the Will-O-Wisp on all of his physical hits. But yeah, so that ends our first game, and I'm going to cut right now until we are in our second game of the day. Hopping into our second battle of the day, we're facing against an Alolan Golem. That is exciting. Another Stakataka. Nihilego, a Tyranitar that definitely doesn't have the sand. I mean, when have we ever seen Tyranitar with the sand before? And when have we ever seen a Mega Aerodactyl? I doubt that's going to be a Mega Aerodactyl either. And then a Cradily. This game, I think I'm going to bring my Tapu Koko and my Hindenburg again. You know, I don't feel like Tapu Koko is the best matchup in the world. I think that this is going to be good. I actually don't like that idea. I'm going to actually lead Hindenburg because I think Tailwind is important. And then I like Nami a little bit better, I think, in this matchup. I actually really like... Yeah, I think I'm going to go Nami, and then I'm going to put Adele and Shield in the background. And we actually brought Confetti last game, but we never used them. I just realized that. So he actually leads 2 of his rock types, with one of which being an electric type. He might actually go for the explosion here, which would be bad. I don't think I can take an explosion, especially because I only have 94 defense and I don't have a ton of HP. So I'm just going to go for the Tailwind here, and I'm just going to go straight for a Protect into my Nami, just in case he double attacks that slot. So you actually see a Protect go off here, and my opponent uses the Tailwind as well. So my opponent matches my Tailwind. I'm just going to go actually for a Will-O-Wisp on the Golem slot, and I'm going to Waterium Z into the Golem slot as well. Because I should be faster than Golem here, so I'm just going to go for a Waterium Z and a... You know what? I'm actually going to Will-O-Wisp into the... Because it could be Sturdy, but if it's Sturdy, then it's not Galvanized. So I'm going to Will-O-Wisp into the Aerodactyl slot, and I'm going to Z-Power and Water Vortex into the Golem slot. So we see a Rock Slide go off. That's super effective against both my Pokemon. I don't get a flinch, which is huge. A Water Vortex goes off, and it does take the Golem out, so it was a Galvanized Golem. I get the Moxie boost here, and it actually flinches. Oh no, that flinch is bad. That flinch is not good at all. What I think I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to have to... Oh man, I wish I would have... That sucks. I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp again. And I'm going to Protect. So he actually is a Mega Tyranitar. Rock Slide goes off, and it does make contact, and it does kill my Pokemon. That's unfortunate. It went for a Thunder Punch, so I know that Tyranitar does have Thunder Punch now. I take damage from the sand there, which is not good. I'm going to go into Adele here. And I'm going to... I kind of want a Nasty Plot here, because I think he's going to try and just take out my Nami here, which he might just double into there. I don't know if I could take an Ice Punch and a Rock Slide. I'm going to hope I can with a little bit, and I'm going to go for a Waterfall into the Aerodactyl slot. So he does end up protecting with his Tyranitar. Rock Slide goes off and misses my Nami, which is huge. So I'm going to get the Nasty Plot up, and I'm going to get the Waterfall off. He does end up having a Focus Sash. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a Sludge Wave, and I'll go for a Protect. So Protect goes off. Tailwind goes up again. Sludge Wave goes off. That's going to do not very much damage to Tyranitar, but it will take out his Aerodactyl, giving me another boost. So we're going to see what his last Pokemon is. And it is actually a Stagataga, which is on an Air Balloon, which is not good. So I'm going to go for a Dragon Pulse into the Tyranitar slot, and I'm going to go for a Waterfall into the Stagataga. The Rock Slide goes off. Does it miss Nami again? It misses Nami again! I get flinched, which is terrible, but I do get that Waterfall off. Gyro Ball is going to go into my Aerodactyl, which is huge. He gets a Beast Boost in defense. That's not that big of a deal. So now I'm going to go into my Shield. I got to stall out a turn of Tailwind here. So I'm going to Mega Evolve and go for the Protect. I'm going to go for a double Protect in order just to stall out a turn of Tailwind. And this will also stall out his Sand as well. So Crunch and Rock Slide goes off. So you still got one turn of Tailwind left. Oh man, I don't know if I can win this match. I'm gonna go for an Iron Head into the Tyranitar. Yeah, I think Iron Head's my best hit. I'm gonna go an Iron Head into the Tyranitar, and I'm gonna go for a Waterfall into the Stagataga slot. So he goes for the Crunch. Crunch does not kill me. So the Iron Head's going to go off. I just miss out on a kill. Waterfall is going to kill the Stagataga. Oh my gosh, we're going to win this game. Oh, I thought I was going to lose this game. So I am just going to go for an Ice Punch. Right, because I can go for an Iron Head. Iron Head can't miss. I'm just going to go for a Waterfall Iron Head. Iron Head picks up the last kill, and we end up winning. Oh my gosh, that was a close game. GG to my opponent. And I was on the ropes. I thought I was going to lose. I think I made the plays, though, that I needed to make that game. I don't kind of know what I could have done better on that game. I guess I could have played I could have pressured out the Aerodactyl more by bringing its Tapu Koko. I was really worried that he was going to bring Nihilego, though. I was like super worried that he was just going to lead like Stagataka and Nihilego just to shut down my Tapu Koko. But he actually, I don't know if he might have, and he could have predicted that I would be too afraid to bring Tapu Koko, because what he ended up bringing was actually pretty good against Tapu Koko, or Tapu Koko was actually pretty good against what he ended up bringing, because it was good against the Aerodactyl, it was good against Tyranitar. It wasn't bad against Golem, especially because Golem was so slow. So it wasn't actually bad against what he ended up bringing, because it was kind of determined on Tailwind. So the Unburden would allow me to kind of get my Tailwind up first, and then try and attack and get rid of his... Well, it would have had the Focus Sash, so he would have got it no matter what. But yeah, so I guess Tapu Koko could have been a little bit better this match. Bringing that instead of the Naganadel could have been a little bit better. But I feel like I made the right plays, even though if I didn't lead the best lead, I feel like I made the right plays to keep me in this game. Nami put in work this game. Of course, a huge part of me winning this game was the Rock Slide misses. Nami was an expert dodger this game. She definitely was all over the board, and she was just amazing this game. I love Gyarados, and Gyarados dodging Rock Slides is why I love Gyarados now. But, because that's total hacks. So I have the hacks on my side a little bit this game, which is always unfortunate, but that's the game we play. And you know, I've definitely posted videos to YouTube where I've gotten hacked out before, and where other people have as well. So you never know what's happening, especially when you're playing on Showdown. So I'm gonna cut till we're in our third and final battle of the day, going 2-0 into that final battle. Hopping into our final battle of the day, we're actually facing against double Tapus and what looks like a Japanese sand team. We got a Tyranitar to bring the sand, hopefully not Scarfed, an Excadrill, Milotic, Salamence, that's definitely not Mega and definitely won't have Tailwind, a Tapu Koko, and a Tapu Bulu. Now I feel like my best lead that I can go for this game is to just stick with my Disney's Koko and my Hindenburg. Getting up my Tailwind is going to be super important in this game. I also feel like Nami is going to be super important in this game because Nami is so good against the sand. And then I feel like I kind of have to bring Shield, even though Shield might not be the best matchup. But Shield has done so well for me, so I actually feel like Shield's going to be a good matchup as well. So I'm going to bring Shield. So we lead our Disney's Koko and our Hindenburg. We'll see what my opponent leads. And my opponent does go straight for the sand. So I'm going to get that Unburden boost, which I don't know. 145. If I was max speed, I would speed tie right now. Or no, I wouldn't. I'd get outsped. I was looking at something wrong. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just going to protect with my Koko, and I'm gonna go for a Tailwind. He might just double into my Hindenburg, but the Tailwind's gonna help. So he actually doesn't. He actually protected with his Excadrill, which is interesting. He goes for a Rock Slide and it misses. Oh my gosh, Hindenburg, you're such a good Pokemon. So with the Tailwind up, I'm definitely gonna outspeed his Excadrill. So this turn, I'm just gonna go for a Dazzling Gleam. And I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp into the Excadrill slot, because that'll kind of shut down his Excadrill. And he can't protect with his Excadrill. He actually doesn't protect, period, so Tyranitar is going to take this too. So he's actually going to go for a Groundium Z into my Koko, so I lose my Tapu Koko. That's okay. A Crunch goes off, but with my defense boost, I'm going to go, and I actually get the defense drop, which is bad. So here, what I'm going to do is... he's already used his Groundium Z and he's burned. So I don't feel like it's a bad idea to go into Shield right now. Because I can pressure with Ice Punch at this point. So I'm going to Mega Evolve and I'm going to go for an Ice Punch into the Excadrill. And I'm going to go for a Will-O-Wisp into his Tyranitar. So we're going to play all these Will-O-Wisp strats. Now if I miss the Will-O-Wisp, I could be in a bad spot. But Will-O-Wisp will definitely ensure that that's the first move that goes off again on his Tyranitar. So I do Mega Evolve. Will-O-Wisp misses, which sucks. Ice Punch goes off, which is not enough to KO the Excadrill. Rock Slide goes off, which is not enough to KO. Crunch, I actually lived that Crunch till, but I get a defense drop again. Super unfortunate that I keep getting these defense drops. I'm just going to go for the Ice Punch. Should I KO the Excadrill? Is KOing the Excadrill that important? I have one turn of Tailwind left. And he's got possibly 5 turns of Sand. So I really think that KOing the Excadrill is what's important. I guess my opponent is getting like super anxious. because he turned on the timer right there. Unless he just knew what he wanted to do immediately, but he did get burned. So I lost the Tailwind, so he took away my ability to reset the Tailwind. That's okay. So I'm gonna double protect here to see if I can stall out his sand. So he did go for the drill run there, and he goes for the crunch. Let's see what he is. So he was Japanese sand, it looks like, so he's not gonna have the ability to reset that sand. Excadrill is gonna die this turn to his burn. I actually think going for an Iron Head going for an Ice Punch in the Excadrill slot just to KO it, and then going for a Waterium Z into the Tyranitar is my best play. So he does actually protect with his Excadrill. He wants to save that Excadrill, but I did go for the Z move into it. So he predicted me to double into it, which I didn't do. So I burned my Z move there, and that's going to allow him to get his berry back. So we see Tapu Koko. I'm going to Iron Head into the Tapu Koko slot, and I'm going to protect with Nami, because I think he's got to go for my Nami here. Oh, so he just wants to reset the sand. And he actually went for my shield, so he correctly predicts that, so I'm going to lose our first game with this team, and that's okay. So he's going to double into my Nami there. I don't know why I didn't go for a Thunderbolt. That's kind of weird they went for the Dazzling Gleam. But we do lose our first game with this team. That's okay. I definitely didn't play well that game, even though my opponent got super nervous in the middle and turned down the timer, apparently. I wasn't even taking that long in between that turn. But, so we are... What are we with this team? That makes us 6-1. So we're doing really good so far with this team. I'm trying to think of if there's anything I could have brought better. I've had a lot of sand problems in all my games. I just haven't been playing well against sand teams. And also the Japanese sand combo is just a really good sand combo. Definitely I feel like missing that Will-O-Wisp was huge, but on the other side, he missed his Rock Slide, which was also pretty big. But I don't think that Rock Slide would have KO'd me, so I think that missing the Will-O-Wisp hurt me a little bit more because he got a full powered crunch, and he did get the defense drops on both my Pokemon. Which is unfortunate to me, but that stuff I can't control, so let's see what I could have controlled this game. I definitely think I brought the right 4 Pokemon. I don't necessarily think that... Did I attack on my first turn with Tapu Koko? Because I protected. So I actually think that because he decided to not... I protected because I was worried about him having the Continental Crush. Which he didn't use the first time. He actually used the second turn. So I actually think that attacking first turn could have been better since he just didn't decide to not go ham. I guess he could have predicted me protecting there. And didn't just go straight for it. So I could have been a little bit more offensive and gone for a Tailwind Dazzling Gleam just to do more damage. But I don't know how much that could have necessarily changed the team because I could have protected the next turn. I wouldn't have lost my Tapu Koko. But I don't think that would have been... I could have tried to preserve my Hindenburg to reset Tailwind later. Because I knew the rest of his team was going to outspeed my team. Because my team actually has relatively low speed tiers. But especially like without being like a max speed Naganadel. But I got to be as fast on the speed as if I was modest. I actually don't know. I gotta check that. But I got to be at least as fast as I am modest. Because when you're modest, you're lower than that. So I have to be at least as fast as I am when I'm modest. Yeah. So that was our first loss. That's okay. Losses happen. There's always tomorrow where we can go and pick up some more wins. On possibly losses. I've been actually enjoying this team. It's a lot more meta than what I'd usually play, but it's been a lot of fun. I wish I could have used Bucephalon a little bit more. I don't think that like I guess leading Bucephalon could have been something that would have been good, but yeah, but I don't think I would have outsped. Yeah, I wouldn't have outsped. Like I wouldn't have outsped Excadrill in the sand with Tailwind up Bucephalon. So I definitely think that I brought the right Pokemon. So I guess I could have just played a little bit better. So yeah, But thanks for watching. Remember to rate the video, comment the video, and subscribe so you never miss another episode of Chase Talks. Until next time, this is Chase, signing off.